Chaotically Nerdy is made by nerds for nerds. This podcast is made by adults for adults and children with bad parents. Adult language will be used and adult situations may arise. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Chaotically Nerdy. On this week's episode is me, Dogshit.
Tyler. Dogshit Tyler.
Dogshit Tyler. And me, Jarrett.
And me, Ethan.
Fuckface. Fuckface, Ethan.
No.
Cunt hair, Jarrett.
Cunt hair. Fair.
Wow. Well, you're really coming in strong on this one.
Yeah, because you guys try to fuck up the intro every time.
Whoa. I didn't do anything this time.
This time.
I'm just saying, don't direct your anger at me this time.
It's a collaborative effort between the two of you. It's like you take fucking turns. You cunts.
Oh, you cunts.
Been watching too much of The Boys.
Guess what? You're all fucking welcome.
Spoiler alert.
Fucking well.
Butcher's not the hero.
No.
I don't know what you're talking about. He's my hero.
He's my hero. God.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so this week we're going to talk about the Acolyte.
Star Wars, The Acolyte.
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
Is there a different The Acolyte?
I don't know.
Now you got me curious.
There might be.
You really actually have me curious. There could be, very well. There's a 2021 short.
Yeah, well, that doesn't count. It's short.
There's actually two shorts.
Oh.
There's a Star Wars fan film called The Acolyte that came out in 2022. And then
It's probably based on the name.
Yeah.
When it was announced, they're like, oh, the Acolyte, what is that?
We're going to make our own Acolyte.
It could be anything.
Jedi Knight Radek, his Padawan Nova.
Radek?
Reddick?
Radek.
Reddick?
Radek. I don't
That's
know.
the coach for
And
the
her
Lakers.
right
What are you
hand
talking
Fuck you.
I knew that again.
And her right hand what?
And her right hand Ozzy have gone to the Korban tomb of the first Dark Lord of the Sith, Ajunta Paul, and retrieved a map which points to a book of Ajunta's teachings. They must find the book and bring it to Coruscant before the Acolyte gets to it and unlocks its power. The Acolyte is hot on their trail.
That sounds like it sucks. I'm going to be honest.
It has a 1.8 out of 10 with 284 reviews.
That's a lot of people that saw that's all short. So it must be semi.
They're just wearing bathrobes.
Hang on.
It looked like shit on it. I'm not going to be 100% honest.
Honestly, if they did that, and one of them was just acting like the dude, I'd watch it. Jeff
Hey, I
Bridges.
think this went up. It did go up. So now to talk about Star Wars, The Acolyte, the official one by Disney. First up, noteworthy actors. I'm having to look this up because I can't remember his name.
Oh, was it this one?
Lee Jung-jae.
Is that the... Do you think that's the short film? I kind of want to watch it to see how shitty it is.
I bet it
How long
is,
is
but
it?
7, 8 minutes? Yes, it is. I can see the opening crawl. I'm going to watch it after this.
it doesn't even say how long it is.
But I
on
can
here.
tell. I could tell because it had the Reddick and Ozzy.
Gotcha.
It literally, the blurb, that was the crawl.
God.
Solid. So notable actors and actresses. Lee Jung-jae.
Oh, he's so fucking
He-
good in the
He was
show.
good.
The fact that he learned English for this
Yes.
and does it very like he speaks it very well.
Yeah.
He was very good in it. Who else? The guy that plays the stranger. What the fuck is his other name?
Stranger.
Oh, come here.
Yeah, come here.
Come here.
Or Smilo Ren.
Why?
That I cannot take credit for that. That is obviously a fandom name.
I know.
It's fucking.
It's
It's great.
great.
It's good.
It's great.
Yeah, it's
I also
good.
feel like he did very well.
Oh, he's so good. Manny Jacinto.
Huh?
Manny Jacinto. That's the.
Oh yeah. You're saying his actual name.
Yes.
I thought you were saying another character's name for
No.
some reason.
That's his name.
Ethan, you got anybody that really stood out to you?
Not positively.
Daphne Keene's in it.
Yeah, I like her when she's in it.
Okay, so next up, she I can't remember her fucking name. May
Oh.
May
May and Osha.
Ray.
Skywalker. No,
May and Osha.
May and Osha. So May in that first little fight with the Jedi woman, she's trying to grab the lightsaber. Would it not be easier to just force pull it? Because she showed that she could do that.
Generally, it's like if you try and force pull it, like the stronger one will then force pull it back. And I guess we're to infer that the Jedi Master is stronger in the Force than her.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
just in the middle of fighting, I feel like it would be
Sure.
easy. Because instead of just reaching for it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff about Jedi that don't make sense.
That is true. That is true. The next line that I literally caught and was like, well, that's fucking bullshit, was a Jedi doesn't pull their lightsaber unless prepared to kill. Is it episode 1 where they cut the hole, or is that episode 2?
No, that's one. Are you talking about where Qui-Gon and Kenobi? Yeah,
Is
that's up one.
Yeah.
I don't remember where this is said, but it's a stupid line.
I think it's supposed to be in reference to Saul's character of why he kills the...
Yes,
That's
but that's also bullshit.
It's a dumb line. It's a dumb line.
It's also bullshit because they literally show it. They show Soul pulling it and giving it to Osha.
Well, how many times has Obi-Wan pulled his lightsaber just to block bolts?
Yeah.
Blaster bolts. I mean, that's it. That's it.
Dumb. This is me. I promise I didn't try to go in here being picky. And now that I'm reading the stuff that I'm putting, I noticed I was a lot more picky than what I probably should have been.
I don't remember this part.
You're probably picking out the stuff you saw that didn't make any sense.
Probably.
And that doesn't mean that, we should premise the rest of this list then. But saying it doesn't mean whether we think it's good or bad or not, because even good movies we can pick apart.
Yeah.
Because if we're going to do that, we could go back and talk about episode 1 and 2 and tear them apart. And there are still enjoyable bits about them. Yeah. One more than the other, but
Is this in reference to when Osha
is out working on the ship, and some electrical fire happens, and it's like a literal fire sitting there, and I'm like, how does that work in space?
It doesn't. I guess I don't remember the scene. I don't think they're in low orbit. I think they're randomly just in space.
Yeah, they're full in space. Like it's all black around, and typical Star Wars, you're in space scene.
Yeah, so it didn't even register me.
Yeah.
I just kind of, I guess, overlooked that kind of.
It just happened, and I was.
If we're being that picky, nothing makes sound in space.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And then the next one up is Bearish Vow. I only wrote that because I don't know what the fuck it was, and I wanted to talk about it. The other Jedi, the one that May poisons, is in a Bearish Vow.
Torben.
Yeah.
That's just his vow of silence, I guess. Or
it's not even
silence, but like
vow of basically just stopping to do everything to just connect with the Force is roughly what it is.
Yeah. Also, he looks terrible, aged up.
Yeah, he does.
He did not look great.
It was just like, I'm like, why did we use Dean Charles Chapman as this character for the older version? Like, just cast an older person and then put makeup on them to make them look similar.
Yeah.
Did not need to have him look like he's 80 with a fucking giant bald spot. Like,
yeah,
what are we doing?
it looked bad, but that happens. Next up, I wish they would have done. Now, Ethan, you may explain this better. I wrote this before knowing fully if they were twins or what was going on, but I wish they would have done something other than the evil twin.
But which one's evil?
What do you mean? What do you mean? This is the first time they've done evil twin.
I think he means like evil twin trope.
Yeah,
like in
trope.
Media.
I don't mean Star Wars in general. I just mean trope.
The evil twin. But I just go, which one's evil?
Yeah, that's true too.
Sure, in the beginning, it definitely looks like the evil twin trope of like one's good, one's bad.
Yeah, it does at the beginning.
But then we do a double turn.
I mean, it does seem like we're doing an origin for one character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one character is not immediately clear which one we're getting until the final episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, that's fine. But they've never done evil twin before. They've had twins, obviously. That was 4, 5, and 6. But
I just didn't mean Star Wars. I just meant
like the evil twin trope in general.
there is
in
a
media.
lot of evil twin tropes in media.
Royal and Royale.
Yeah, okay. But
Evil twin goatee.
he was not his twin. That was
know.
the same character,
I
though.
know.
I don't know if he knew that, but but no, it's a trope,
Yeah.
so therefore it's going to be used.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They're tropes for a reason.
Yeah,
That's true. I just like
because in
some
the
variety in it.
in legends in the old books, right? They had the evil
We
twin.
do get the evil twin.
We do get evil twin, Jaina and Jason.
Yeah.
Jason goes evil, and Jaina does not.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not. It's something that they've now missed because they have the abomination that now exists as the 7, 8, and 9. So I mean, now that we can't have that, they want to put it in somewhere.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I think is happening. Is they want to do this somewhere, and what they want to do is they want to introduce the idea of the Sith prior to Episode 1, and instead of doing what I think they ought to have done, which was go back to Old Republic, they did it to slightly older Republic,
Gotcha.
which is by slightly I mean very slightly, like originally it was thought this was going to have to have been how much older than
I read like 400 or 500 years, and it got moved up to like what is it now?
20, maybe.
No, it's more than that. It's like I think it's under 100 though, like 80 years or something like that.
Yeah. So because people were real mad because somebody out there posited the information that it was 400 or 500 years prior to Episode 1, and now it's only like 80 somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So basically, a lot of shit has to happen.
Not a lot.
No.
It's just like we were like, oh, this is gonna be fresh and like different and new.
And then it's not because it's still connecting to the Skywalker saga
I gotcha.
because they can't get away from it because they're fucking stupid. They can't just do their own goddamn thing or pull a story from somewhere else. They have to make it part of the Skywalker saga because they just cannot stop like masturbating. I mean, that's exactly what's happening.
I mean, yeah.
Like it's made them money so far, so it's got to work, right?
Yep. Basically. Next up, you may correct me on this one too. Finally, a Wookiee Jedi in live action, because I know there's been one in
you're right.
animated, but is this the first one we've seen? In...
Yes, for a reason. George Lucas, when he was in control of the content, said no Wookiee Jedi, and then somebody was like, "Oh, but we want one." So he was like, "Okay, you can write in one." So they write in one, and his name is Lobaka.
It's Chewbacca's
Nephew.
Yeah.
It's Chewbacca's nephew. Which at the time I was even like, well, that's stupid. Yeah. But it's because Wookiees in general are not considered to be fully sentient. They are semi-sentient.
Gotcha.
Though they are rather intelligent, they're not intelligent in the same way.
Gotcha.
They're more instinctual. So having one as a Jedi, because you have to, in order to have reason and morals, which is the whole basis of Jedi, having one as a Jedi accepted into the Jedi Order would be odd,
Gotcha.
if not against the rules of the Jedi.
Okay. Makes sense.
Because they're not able to make the choices themselves.
Next up, this is where people have the biggest problem on the reviews. I won't say that the...
This one?
Yeah, this
Okay, sure.
like on the
whatever.
like no, it's the lowest rated episode.
Oh, okay, that's what you mean. But
Yeah.
sure, yeah. I also didn't like this episode, but that's
It's the
not
lowest-
because of this.
Yeah, it's the lowest rated episode.
Are you talking about...
I'm talking about my goddamn Lesbo space switches.
Okay, this is also old Star Wars lore.
Yeah.
These are called the Night Sisters.
Yes.
Okay, Night Sisters, that's like back from like the late 80s books. And they've always been strictly female.
Yeah.
And there are at times where, in lore, this is not the only time this has happened, where they have created beings from a powerful nexus in the Force. That's what Dathomir is all about. But they also had, what do you call it, like livestock versions of
breeding stock.
breeding stock That's where Darth Maul
Maul
came from.
and
That's where Savage came from.
Gotcha.
That's his brother. I know you haven't watched
It's not really his brother.
I actually knew that.
Okay. I'm making sure.
It's not really his brother.
I know, but it's like his brother.
Yeah, fine.
They call each other brother, Ethan.
I did know that.
Brother. Yeah, it's
brother.
They cut me in half, brother. I got spider legs now, brother.
That is kind of how the episodes go.
it's not far off from that. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna kill you now, brother.
actually, he didn't kill Savage.
No. That
Palpatine.
That's old Paps.
Didn't he try though?
Papsy.
Yeah, they
Papsy did.
fight at some point.
Yeah, they did it at some
That's
point. Anyway, the Night Sisters, they have before in the Legends, Star Wars Legends, created life by generating basically cloning inside of a person.
Gotcha.
But they also use their dude bros that they hang out off in the corner of Dathomir.
Oh.
And there are sects of not sex, but sects
SECT.
of Night Sisters that leave Dathomir for, I guess, denominational purposes.
Yeah.
I don't know, but this is what this was supposed to be. It was a nice little nod to the old stuff. So everyone complaining that they put lesbos in space, go fuck yourself.
They're not
They're
real.
just-
They're not real Star Wars fans.
yeah.
I don't fucking care if they're real Star Wars fans or not. Go fuck yourself. It's from the fucking 80s.
Yeah.
It's in the books. If you haven't read them and then you're going to complain about it, who cares?
Yeah.
Please do not ejaculate on the people who have not read the books. Some of us can't read.
I do what I want.
That is sexual assault.
Well, it's a
Don't to that.
I'll say this thing right here was like the first time I actually read someone actually making a complaint about the show. It's because they put lesbians in it.
Yeah.
And this is the entire problem with this show.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the show. It has everything to do with the people complaining about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not complaining about it for any legitimate reason. They pick out the things that they think are
Problems.
And then they make them political.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that Headley, the writer for this,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that she didn't make it political first, because she very much did.
Yeah.
But they're exacerbating the issue when the actual show actually doesn't do any of that stuff that she said. So
That's just her like
If you're-
opinion, man.
So all it is, is that those
know,
people
it's the way you said it.
are all it is that those people that are complaining about the show and making it political are playing into the hand that Headley dealt.
Yeah.
Headley and Kennedy dealt them, was that they were attempting to politicize Star Wars so that they could get free advertisement.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because it's then driving people to post about it, and other people are going to watch it to see if it really is.
Exactly.
Some
Like,
people
there's
will.
like, oh man, I heard this was so bad and so political, and they're going to go watch it, and then the ratings are going to start going up like they have been the past month when it was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
They've gradually gone up. And so I see.
Back to episode 3.
Yeah.
This third episode of this season,
Yeah.
not actually Revenge of the Sith. My problem with it is that it's a bottle episode and a flashback. I
Yep.
don't like. You have to tell a really, really compelling story to make that visually interesting. To not
Yeah.
have a B story in an episode, and it was just I was like, oh my god. It's like, why do we need this? Like,
Yeah.
why? Like, this could be like a 5-minute flashback or a 10-minute flashback, not
a whole
not
episode.
not a 25-minute episode.
Which seems to happen in so many fucking shows now where you have an entire episode dedicated to a flashback.
Yeah.
It happens too often.
Yep.
And it's cheap, and
I would say it happens twice in this show, but the second one is better.
yes,
it's
Yeah.
at least more interesting to me, at least.
at least it makes sense in the story.
Yeah.
This is just,
It's there for to
it's
be
filler.
there. Yeah, it's filler.
It's filler.
In the same episode, we've got the Jedi being sketchy again, times 3. Because there's multiple times of them being like, we should do it this way. And then they're like, yeah, but nah, let's do it the way we want to do it.
I do like that this show has makes it a a compelling argument for an outsider's view of the Jedi to be like, no, they're fucking weird.
Yeah.
Well, they are.
They are.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be.
Yeah, you're like, no, they just take your kids because
Yeah.
they're special.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
We gave them a test. They
Yeah.
passed, which means they're our kid now.
Yeah. I'm like, this is,
Which
yeah.
is fucked. And
This is the sort of thing why the U.S. believes in arming its citizens. This is why.
fair enough.
If they
it
had,
definitely makes sense when you put it like that.
if they all had like I don't know, a 1911s and ammo, those Jedi would not have made it out of there.
I don't know about that, Ethan.
I don't know.
1911? They have laser guns.
If it's good enough to win
They
two
have
world
laser
wars,
guns that move subsonic speed.
Yes.
Okay, because you could watch them.
Yeah, I
Be
know.
like, oh, like, there it goes.
if it's good enough to win two world wars, it can beat a Jedi.
That's right. They block this piece of metal. You block it with your plasma blade. You know what's going to happen to the metal? It's going to superheat when it goes through the plasma blade. And then you're going to get slammed with a ball of superheated metal. Not just a regular piece of metal, superheated metal. So it's the same thing as a bullet, only now it's semi-liquid. So it doesn't matter. So it would go through a lightsaber. They couldn't do anything. It moves too fast. Dodge this bitch.
Next up, creepy mask guy finally showed up because that was like the whole hype of the trailer that I remember.
Yeah, he's at like the end of the trailer. Of,
Yeah,
like,
he's at the very
just
end.
like the over the shoulder cinematic shot.
Yeah.
And like shows the smile.
Yep. And then they continued to fight next, and the fight was really good. I actually really enjoyed it. I think
Yeah, so
that's actually the highest rated episode.
It probably is. So episode 3 where we have a whole episode. You know what we could do? We could cut about 15 minutes out of that and give us the rest of the fight that's in this episode. I'm just saying, we skipped like over a whole part where they're like, May wakes up or Osha wakes up. She's like, "What happened?" And
They do a weird flashback to the fight during that
yeah.
somewhere,
Yeah.
and it's weird.
Well,
Yeah,
like,
but
just show the whole fight.
it's cool fight.
I
It's
will say,
cool.
whoever did the fucking fight choreography in the show, they need to be hired by Star Wars Disney forever. 'Cause
Right.
Yeah, it was very good.
This is the best part of the show is the fight choreography.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. It was very good. Speaking of fight choreography, we started headbutting lightsabers. I will say I put in shitty CGI fights. Some of the like lightsaber hitting and whatnot didn't line up. Like it just didn't look that great compared to some that we've seen. And granted, it didn't look as bad as some of I've seen either.
They're trying.
Just some of the things didn't look good, I guess.
Well, there's parallels with other story about evil twin with helmet guy.
Yeah.
The metal
Yeah,
cortosis
Yes.
that messes with lightsabers is something that Jason Solo is ultimately very familiar with and uses to fight Luke and Jaina and Mara
Jade.
Yep. And so they're really bringing the ideas of Jason's story into this story.
Okay.
Where Jaina's story was Rey,
Kind of, yeah.
sort of. And Jason Solo is now here. So they're bringing in ideas from the old books.
Gotcha.
And the Cortosis thing is an important like plot point thing that to me doesn't make sense from the beginning, but you know, it's space wizards.
Yeah.
So I can
Magic rock beats magic sword.
yeah. It beats scissors.
Yeah.
That beats magic scissors.
Yeah.
Where the fuck's the paper?
I don't know.
Really need that.
I didn't think that analogy that far ahead. I was
Maybe
just
it's
saying.
lightning.
No, lightsaber beats lightning.
Lightsaber beats lightning.
It does. It stops it.
Yes, but that's scissors is the lightsaber. So therefore lightning is paper.
Okay, yeah, I guess makes sense.
Paper beats rock.
I
Rock
don't-
beats.
I don't know if that works though.
How does it not?
I don't know. We don't know if lightning beats rock.
We don't know
Wait.
that it doesn't either.
All right. Metal beats lightsaber.
Yeah,
Lightsaber beats
Okay,
lightning.
lightning,
Lightning beats metal.
because
Yeah.
of electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Sure. It'll work. I can't believe we just made rock, paper, scissors for fucking Jedi.
That's how it
You
works.
got to come up with the finger things now. So it's lightsaber. We both did it at the same time.
It's just a middle finger for those of you that are listening. Which is basically what the Jedi gives every other person that's not a Jedi.
Yeah, pretty much. Fuck you. You suck.
Darth Maul's.
Oh. So next up, Soul got so clouded that he couldn't tell that it was May, which doesn't seem that. When I seen it, I thought, damn, surprised he can't tell the difference. And then now the more that I think about it, he's just really distressed about everything going on, so he's probably not thinking about it. And he's not that great of a Jedi.
No, he's a shitty Jedi,
Terrible.
but great character.
Oh, yeah.
I love the
Oh, yeah.
character.
Absolutely.
Terrible Jedi.
Well, I mean, just like Jared said, it's just positing the idea a little bit clearer than the prequels did, that the Jedi are either
They're super arrogant.
they're either unqualified
Yeah.
as a whole or inept,
Yeah.
and that may be both.
Like we do see this like later with Soul. Like he is incapable of thinking that killing the mother was wrong. Like he is just incapable. Like to
Well,
him,
she did turn into like Shadow
I know.
Demon, and he's like, "Oh fuck!"
Or not even like wrong.
That's
he's incapable of being sorry about it. Like
Yeah.
telling Osha, like I'm
Yeah.
sorry I did it. Like it's
He's like, "I did the right thing."
yeah. He's like he's firmly.
And he would he have had any idea what was even really happening besides
Probably not, no.
shadows?
Probably not.
Shadow bat stab.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I would probably have the same reaction. Somebody turned into shadows next to me.
Like look, the point is, was she probably gonna kill him? Yeah, probably. So was he in the right to defend himself? Maybe.
Well,
But he
prior
could still feel bad about it. He
Yeah,
could still
absolutely.
Be like,
prior
and
to the Rise of the Jedi, though, if you look in the legend stuff, or prior to the Rise of the Jedi, there were a whole bunch of different like factions that used the Force in totally different ways
Yeah.
than they ever did, or that the Sith even do. The Sith are very similar to the Jedi in like so many ways. But the Night Sisters are like one of the only extant ones that were not either one.
Yeah, they use it more like magic.
It's more like magic and sorcery and stuff. And so we've only ever seen in the movies and most of the shows them ever use the Force in any way that isn't just like doing monk shit and
Parlor tricks.
and shooting lightning and telekinesis. And that's all we've ever seen them do. When there's plenty of other things out there that it can do.
Yeah.
It's all about faith.
Faith. Since we already talked about the shadowy joining thing, at least we got to see what happened to Torben that night. Because I was always really curious with his eye, what the fuck happened? Because, we see him in the past in episode 3, and I'm like, oh, he looks normal. And then really he just got fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens.
Kalnaka's just like, I am the strongest.
Which would be terrifying, by the way.
Yeah, that Wookiee Jedi is scary. Just able to fucking ragdoll people like they're nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's a Wookiee.
Yeah, it's a Wookiee.
Even without
Yeah.
force powers, it would still ragdoll people with.
Yeah,
little
because
bit of
other
problem.
Jedi aren't known to tear other people's arms off. So
Next up, the senator was spot on with them claiming to control their emotions. Because I've never seen a Jedi actually.
Did you recognize him? I don't know. Did you ever watch Supergirl?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's Martian
It's Martian
Manhunter.
Manhunter. Yeah.
I was like, hey, I didn't know he's British.
Oh, I didn't know he was British either.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hey, that's all right, cool.
But yeah, I did recognize him.
I was like, hey,
I had to look up where I remembered him from, but I was like, I know that guy.
it did take me a second. I was like, I know you. From
I've
somewhere.
only ever seen three Jedi actually control their emotions effectively, and on the shows,
Yeah.
right? And that would be Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Mace Windu.
Yeah.
And that's the only ones. And one of those died to lightning and a fall.
Allegedly. We don't know.
Allegedly.
It just depends how much money they back up to Samuel L. Jackson.
I want it.
Yeah,
It'd be cool.
it would be.
It'd be cool.
It'd be neat.
Next up,
How hard would you fucking pop if he showed up in like Andor season 2? You'd be like, what the fuck?
Immediately hard.
Yeah.
Immediately right.
Full erection.
Next up, Plagueis. Just creeping in the background.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it is.
That's what he do, though.
No,
okay, is that what he do?
That's what he do.
Okay.
It is confirmed also that he is Kamir's master.
Yep.
From the showrunner.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of
That was Plagueis. Because Plagueis was not human. Plagueis was immune. Which is a
alien.
Immune to what?
he's immune.
Immune.
Which I don't know if you remember on episode 2, whenever Count Dooku's talking to his little council on Geonosis.
Yeah.
And the one of them goes, the banking clan will sign your tree. That's immune. Yeah. You got long face and real ugly. Like Plagueis.
That Plagueis, long face, real ugly, real evil.
Kind of look like a gray
Yeah.
alien.
Yeah.
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 I didn't realize that Kamir's second lightsaber was so tiny.
Little Tonto's lightsaber.
He like pulled it out, and I was like, "What the?"
Yeah.
Oh, also him just killing Jadeki with he pulls it like.
Yeah.
That's prison shit.
Yeah. It is. It was
Holy
good.
fuck.
It was.
Right
I
in the
just-
back.
I feel like I like Kamir the best this season.
Oh, he's the best character in the show.
Oh, I like
Like-
him.
The most interesting
Yeah.
as well.
yeah.
I really hope season 2 focuses a lot on his story. I don't know.
It won't. I feel like it won't. But
This is
all
the first time we've seen shirtless Jedi and Sith, though.
Yeah.
I mean, both the one of the Jedi did, and then
Accord was he was shirtless, wasn't he?
yeah,
Yeah.
and then come here, yeah, come here.
We see Anakin. Does he count as both?
I guess so. That's fair.
come here.
He was also wearing Anakin was also wearing that weird mesh shirt one time.
Yeah.
That's
a choice.
yeah. That's spent too much time on Coruscant.
In a rave.
Yeah.
In a rave.
Next up, bleeding the Kyber crystal.
Yeah.
It looked good.
It's cool.
So far, it's just been a theory, according to the shows, that this happens when it turns colors. But it is now canonical, and from the films, at least. It was before. So actually, turning them red, they don't come red. They are turned that way.
Yeah, I knew that you
from
have
bad
to bleed them.
emotions or whatever. Yeah.
So would it have happened? Because I thought, and then granted, I don't know anything about canon or anything like that, but I thought it was something of like a meditation to bleed that crystal, like not just in the moment type situation.
Well, it could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
It could be either one.
If you could focus your negative emotions
Yeah.
into that meditation to but also meditating, not a Sith thing.
It's more seething.
Maybe I guess I see it because of Force Unleashed. Maybe that's why I thought. Didn't he bleed one? in
No,
that?
I think
he
the first evidence or the first thing of bleeding was in Jedi Survivor that I know of. Is there on something on Rebels or something?
Rebels.
Yeah, Rebels and then Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
There's only been 3: Rebels, Jedi Survivor, and then this.
Okay.
And people are asking always why Anakin's lightsaber doesn't turn on Mustafar. It's like, well, because this wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah, because they hadn't decided to make it real yet.
Yeah, this wasn't a thing yet.
And then you got Osha's whole "I'm evil now."
Yeah.
Let me kill. She killed Soul, right?
Yes, she force choked him.
Okay, that's
Force
what I
choked
thought.
him.
Yeah.
Which it's also unclear. Was this the first force choke ever? The way they posit it's not. I don't think it is.
I don't think
the way
no.
the way Kamir posits the question to May though of not question but the quest to kill a Jedi unarmed. It's how do you do that? And everybody I remember they're just force choke them.
Yeah.
It was yeah.
Well, what the idea of it is that they need to do it how they feel is the way that they should do it, because both Jedi and Sith work off of their feelings.
Yeah.
Right. So one is controlling their feelings, one is unleashing their feelings, and the idea is that they do it however that they need to do it.
They definitely tried to hide the way that was meant, like unarmed, because I think that's why you see May trying to steal the lightsaber because she takes it as meaning for them not to have a weapon whenever they die.
It's supposed to be confusing because you're supposed to achieve some version of enlightenment from it. So it's supposed to be confusing.
Gotcha. And then next up, why no both go?
Why no both go? No have two parts in the show. So
No, I think
I'm
why
referring
didn't they both go with
to
Kamir?
instead of wiping May's memory.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because why would you want to write in two parts into a story when you could write in one when it didn't make a lot of sense to begin with?
Fair enough. But I feel like she's going to show up in the second season because they're going to be trying.
Evil twin. Just flip flopped.
It's true. It did
Yeah.
flip flop.
Someone hit the reverse card on Nuno.
Yeah. Also, like,
Bam.
when did you feel like they were both going to turn? Did you ever think that was going to happen ever?
I didn't think they were both going to turn. I just thought Osha was going to turn and then May was going to go with them.
I knew as soon as they landed, as soon as I was pretty cemented that it was actually Kamir who was the evil Sith, because it's also like it's kind of like
They try to hide
obvious,
it. Yeah.
but it's not completely obvious. You're like, oh yeah. I mean, everybody was like, it's got to be him. Who else could it be? Unless some random fucking person. As soon as they landed on the forest planet, where the fuck that was, I forget. The one where Kalnaka's at, and they go through the forest, and I'm like, I don't like this. I'm like, I was like, either he's gonna portray her and like she's gonna live, and then she'll flip, and then he'll flip Osha, or she's gonna do, and she ended up doing it to him, and I was like, there we go,
Yeah.
double turn.
Double turn.
I kept waiting for it. I was like, oh, we're doing this just in the last episode. Okay, I got you. In the last 5 minutes. Got it.
And then the other lady that after the fact was hiding said that Soul died because of something else. Like she didn't say
What's
that.
her name? She's an actual character from the canon. Starts with V.
Give me a second.
Which one?
The
Probably
Jedi
tell you.
lady.
Which one?
The
The
green,
green one.
The green one?
It starts with V. I can't remember.
I
her
don't
name.
remember.
She's the one.
Vernestra.
Vernestra, because she's the
Yeah.
like, everybody was hyped when they seen her have the whip, because they're like, that's got to be Vernestra, because she's the only one that has a whip in the canon. That's a Jedi. And I was like, she just a whole season. I'm like, you're just gonna end up covering the shit up. You're the reason episode 1 happens, you dumb bitch. I'm like, you just could have been honest, and this would have been, and nothing else probably would have happened.
Probably.
I think she needs a lightsaber. It's all floppy. One of the stupidest
It is dumb.
ideas.
It's
Yeah.
dumb.
It's dumb.
Well, and I brought that up because, like, is she only protecting them just to try and have a bigger chance at finding Kamir?
Maybe, I don't know. This is all just
Because she said it was her pupil.
They're also attempting to save face.
Yeah,
Yeah, that too.
this is all just a giant cover up.
Yeah.
As always with
She's
the
doing
Jedi.
this. Well, what it's showing is that she hasn't learned anything from Soul's failures, and that the Jedi are still going to be doing the same
Whatever the
thing.
fuck they want.
Right, and that's why we get a little green guy at the very end.
Yeah. Baby Yoda.
It's not Baby Yoda.
Slightly
I know.
younger Yoda.
He's probably in his late 600s.
No, it should be like 800s probably.
No, he's 800 years old.
I thought it was 900.
Oh, it's when I thought it was when 800-year old you are. Look this good, you
Maybe
will
it
not.
was. Oh.
It doesn't matter. He's
really
still
old.
fucking old.
He's really old.
Doesn't matter.
Also,
Old.
was Puppet Yoda though?
It was Puppet
It was
Yoda.
Puppet Yoda. I do
It
like
was.
this distinction of like anything before the prequels. It's Puppet Yoda.
Good.
Let me be perfectly honest. I prefer Puppet Yoda.
I do.
Who
too.
doesn't?
Well, it's just practical effects always work better and they last longer in the shows. And
It's also what we grew up with. We all grew up with like
Well,
the original trilogy.
CGI does not hold up over time.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Practical effects do.
Yeah. But I'm sure there are people who are born like, in the 2000s that have only like not only watched but like grew up with like the prequels
Yeah.
where he is CGI and they're like, why does he look so weird?
Oh, I'd guarantee it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get on to the ratings. The Rotten Tomatoes, I wrote down whenever I made this, was an 81% tomato meter and a 17% audience score. It's now an 80% tomato meter and a 17% audience score. So not much has changed there. IMDb, when I originally wrote it down, was a 3.9 out of 10 with a total of 108,000 reviews. It's now a 4 out of 10 with 111,000 reviews. I just looked through all the episodes while we were talking. Mm-hmm. The only one that changed is episode 7. It went up by 0.1. It's now a 4.6 from a 4.5. So, episode 1 got a 5.3 out of 10 with, well, I'm not even going to say the numbers because they're probably not right anymore. Episode 2 got a 5.1 out of 10. Episode 3, which was the lesbian space witches, got a 3.6 out of 10. Episode 4 was a 4.8 out of 10. Episode 5, which was the highest rated this season, is a 6.5 out of 10. Episode 6, which was a 5 out of 10. And episode 7, like I already said, got a 4.6 out of 10. And episode 8 got a 5.2 out of 10. Now, granted, this is still fairly new. It's not had a whole lot of time.
It won't go up a whole lot.
I don't think it will either.
They've got the bulk of the viewers that they're going to get, most likely, as reviewers.
I went through some of the total reviews, not episode specific, but just total reviews. A ton of them were people just bitching about stuff. I tried to look at ones that weren't just like 1s and 2s and 9s and 10s. I tried to get a middle ground in between there of 3 to 8 was my range that I was really looking at. The biggest complaints were poor writing, poor acting, and it was just overall uninteresting. I can agree with the poor writing because there's a lot of stuff that's said that's like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. At times.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not that bad. Poor acting, that you're going to have that in any show.
I just generally think they mean the main actress.
I mean, just to premise even our ratings here, and these ratings, if you go into a thing, and I know this is coming from me of all people, if you go into a thing expecting it to be terrible, you can find multitude of problems with any media source, whether it's a show, a movie, a book. It doesn't matter what it is. You're going to find a ton of problems if you go in looking for it. Now, a lot of the fandom, however crappy they may be, they came into this with a bad thing because this Headley lady and Kennedy made it so divisive to begin with. Yes. And made it so political to begin with. So a lot of people didn't come into it with any positive expectations. I know I did not come into it with positive expectations. So if we're going to do that, and you're going to do that, you're always going to get bad reviews, whether you get the views or not. Yeah. Right? Okay. You're always going to get bad reviews because
and guess what?
Bombing happens.
This wasn't the lowest viewed Star Wars thing on Disney Plus.
Nope.
That was Andor.
Really?
Yeah. Which is the best one.
Which is the best one by far. Yeah. But you're always going to have problems with writing in certain sections. You're always going to have problems with pacing, so the uninteresting thing's going to happen. And the acting is always going to go up and down, especially in a show. Mm-hmm. In a movie, you have a lot more time and a lot narrower scope of time that you're actually going to be showing the show. So you can actually refine things a little bit more. So movies don't tend to have as bad of acting as shows to begin with. But if you're not looking for the good things because you're expecting everything to be bad, it's always going to be bad.
Yeah, you're going to find the bad things, and you're going to hold on to those and be like, this show sucked. If you look for the good things, you're going to find better things.
The show isn't perfect, but it does not offend the way most people say that it offends.
It's not this bad.
It's not this bad. It's not 3.9 out of 10 by far.
Yeah.
No.
In fact, this is one of the only times I'm going to say you can actually trust the critics more on this than you can the audience score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So now we get to go on to our ratings. Please don't be me. Ethan.
I'm interested. Hang on. I just want to know what he's going to give it.
It's not super high.
No.
I'd probably get it like a 6.2.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that it's good. I think that there's problems. but I don't think that it's as bad as what people say.
Will you watch season 2?
I absolutely will.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's Star Wars. I mean,
Nah, that's not always true.
that's not true either.
fair enough.
Yeah.
It's me. I feel the same way about this show that I feel about Secret Invasion.
I don't remember how you felt about it, so enlighten me. I forget.
I didn't
care.
I mean, that's like
After the fact or before the fact?
both.
Okay.
Like I could have not watched this show, and I would be. This show has had no impact on my life whatsoever. Like it has not made me any more or less happy. It has not changed anything in my. It's there.
Okay.
So I give it a 6.
Okay.
I don't know what I gave Secret Invasion.
It was lower than 6. I'm pretty sure we were all lower than 6.
It was pretty low for me. Yeah.
I think you were like a 3 or 2 or something
I
like
was
Yeah,
probably,
you were-
I think it was
you
like
were
a
really-
4.
that. No, I think you were.
I meant to
you were really
look
low.
I
before we
had
just
I had just tried to watch it, so
I meant to look before we recorded because I was going to say like basically the exact same because I feel exactly the same with this. Like there's problems with it, but it's not overall awful. I'm not going to watch it again.
I don't know what you're talking about. Secret Invasion is terrible.
I
It
would
had
say
high moments. It had
I would say my major difference between the two, if I'm going to compare them, is that the story for this one is not terrible.
Yeah. It's not great, but it's not terrible.
It's
Secret
not
Invasion
terrible.
story just didn't
bad.
it didn't go anywhere.
It didn't. There was no point.
Yeah. No
Yeah.
That was.
Anyway, me, as usual, I'll be the highest, and I'll give it a 7.25.
Yeah.
And I am very excited for the second season, mostly because it'll probably focus on Khmer.
I really enjoyed it.
Hopefully.
My
If they're smart.
problems were more not even with dialogue. My problems were
Pacing.
Pacing.
This could have been a great, 2 hour, 15-minute movie.
That's what I thought.
It
Watching
should have
it,
been a
I was
movie.
like, if you put this as a movie, be fine.
If I can forgive the prequels for bad dialogue,
Yeah.
I have to view this in the same light.
Yeah.
This is just, I did not like the pacing because it was like, we had so many, 25-minute episodes.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are we not making this a fucking movie?
It should have been.
This could have been a killer movie.
It should have been.
Then you can cut out all the bad dialogue and all this other stuff, and then you're like,
I'm really excited for the next one because Plagueis is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah. So you're hoping
I'm
we
interested
see
to see
more.
what they want to do with
I
him.
want to know who they're going to cast as.
And I can't remember her first name. Headley.
Leslie?
Is it Leslie?
Leslie?
I
Lindsay?
don't know. I'll look it up.
Anyway,
She's a director.
the
director?
writer
Leslie.
Leslie. Okay, Leslie Headley.
She literally only directed 2 episodes.
She's
Yeah, she's the showrunner.
She's a runner.
She's the showrunner.
Yeah. So Leslie Headley, though she made this divisive, she apparently knows her stuff about Star Wars. There is,
Deep cuts. We got some deep cuts. in
deep cut lore crap in this show, and I know that's not interesting to everybody.
here. Yeah. If you don't care about.
If you don't care about the lore cuts and bringing in stuff from the old stuff, from the old legacy stuff, sure, fine, whatever. But if you do care about it and you're giving this a bad review, I challenge you to go watch it again and try to view it in that light, because she knows her stuff apparently. I've actually talked to several other people that I know that like Star Wars and know a lot about Star Wars that have watched this. And they also say the same thing, is whether it's good or bad for the story or dialogue or whatever, there is continuity in this with the rest of Star Wars. And if you can't see that, you've got the opposite of rose-colored glasses on, and you're
Baited.
you're baited.
Debated. I'm just curious as to which ones she directed now.
I don't remember. I don't know. First 2, maybe? Last 2? I don't know.
I'm looking. She did direct the first one, that's for sure.
That makes sense. Probably first and last, if I was guessing.
Well,
No, first 2.
Well, the interesting thing for future is that prior to Palpatine, Plagueis had another apprentice, Tenebris.
No, Tenebris was his
No,
name.
no, his master, right?
Yeah.
So is Tenebris still alive?
That's the big question. We don't know if he is alive or not.
And then he had another apprentice too, on outside of Palpatine.
Which obviously, I guess that's Khmer because he is technically.
Well, no, he was also named. So, but this is
that's
this is years and years before Palpatine. So,
And also, technically Khmer's not a Darth. He's not named, so.
Right.
Not an official apprentice, I guess.
Right. So we don't know. Is there more Sith? Are we going to get more Sith stuff?
Yeah.
Because that's
Which-
exciting to me.
Yeah, we've always went over the rule 2 is stupid.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's dumb.
Well, after a certain point, they never followed that. Like,
Yeah.
Tenebris had 3 apprentices. And
They're always
Plagueis killed them and then did his own thing with multiple apprentices. And Palpatine had apprentices while Plagueis was alive. So it's...
Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Well, Plagueis didn't like Maul.
I know. I'm saying that. He was the last one, though.
Well, according to the old stuff, we don't know how the new stuff is going to go. But
Well, anything else we need to say about it?
Give me more kung fu in my Star Wars. I like it.
Yeah.
I was happy with it.
Yeah, I like it. But I'm a kung fu nerd, so, it is what it is. I get it. It may not be for everyone. I saw a lot of people were not happy with the in the last fight between Saul and Kamir where he does like the graceful like floating dive backwards.
Yeah.
People were like, I'm like, yeah, I love that. I get it. If you don't like kung fu, you may think it's stupid. Okay, fair enough.
I'll say it looks stupid,
But it's
it's fun.
Cool. It's cool.
Yeah. Force stuff.
Yeah.
Magic.
Oddly
Force
enough, looks stupid, but is cool is a way that somebody has described me before. That's false. Nobody's ever described me as cool.
Yeah, definitely looks stupid though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's
You
Sam.
got to be lying, though.
That's Sam on a daily basis, probably.
Yeah,
It's just like
fucking wakes up like.
stupid.
Apparently, I talked to my sleep the other night.
Did you say another woman's name?
I did.
Oh no, Cindy Sweeney. Oh no.
So apparently, I said, "Kim, sit down."
Kim.
Yeah,
Kim Possible.
I don't fucking know.
Who's Kim?
That's what I'm
Did
saying.
she get questioned on that when you woke up?
Oh
Who
yeah,
the fuck is
absolutely.
Kim?
She's like, by the way, did you know you talked in your sleep last night? And I said, no. And she's like, you said, Kim, sit down. And I was like, listen, I got no idea. I was like, I can tell you I dreamed about something because I remember dreaming about something. And now it's stuck in my long-term memory because she brought it up and made me think about it. Only thing I dreamed about was playing golf.
Kim, sit down. You should just been like, I don't know who she is, but she sounds like a bitch.
Well, and then I was like, maybe I said kids because
That's
maybe
what
the
I
kids were golfing with me, and I was worried I was going to hit one of them. I don't know. Maybe I don't. I was like, I don't know. And then yeah, it's been a thing.
She's been making fun of you for it.
No, not even making fun of me. It's like, well, go tell Kim. Whenever she's mad at me, I'm like, whatever.
Go tell Kim.
Yeah.
That's good.
Got caught by my own sleeping, my own sleep deprivedness. So I'm talking in my sleep. She used to answer call lights. Like legitimately, she would be asleep and she would like sit up and be like, "Can I help you?" And I'm like, "Samantha, go back to sleep." But yeah, shit happens. All right, we appreciate you guys listening. Use the link in the description, find our Discord, go talk to us there, and tell us all about how you liked or disliked the Acolyte. And you can talk to us there.
Yeah.
I think I said that twice.
Yeah.
I'm tired as well.
Yeah.
It happens.
Go tell Kim about it.
I probably will.
Yeah.
I don't even fucking hardly know any Kims.
Fucking Kim.
No, I did not fuck Kim.